Are you dealing with a litigation matter? Maybe it's a lawsuit and you're getting ready to hire an attorney, or maybe you are in a relationship with an attorney already. You have an attorney and you're thinking, I don't know what's going on here. I'm thinking my attorney might be narcissistic or maybe even a narcissist. I am going to go through signs, surprising signs that your attorney might be a narcissist in this video. Hi, my name is Rebecca Zung, and I am an attorney. I'm also a narcissist negotiation expert. I help people break free from narcissistic relationships on this channel by giving you resources, tips, tricks, all kinds of information every single day. I release brand new videos every single day. If you are looking for help, free information, free resources, I invite you to go ahead and subscribe to this channel. Hit that notification bell, and that way you'll get notified when I release brand new videos every single day. By the way, if you are trying to negotiate, I have a free resource for you. It's a free 15-page ebook. Many people, thousands of people actually, have won their entire negotiations with it. And I invite you to go ahead and grab that. You can get it at winmynegotiation.com. Just go to winmynegotiation.com and grab that, and it will be all yours for free. You're dealing with an attorney. I've had many people ask me about this recently, which is what prompted me to go ahead and do this video for you. I've had a lot of clients ask me about this on my one-on-ones, people who I actually coach, not people that I'm practicing law with, because I don't even do that anymore, but people that I'm coaching in relationships who are dealing with attorneys, their own attorneys. And they're like, I think my attorney might be a narcissist, which is the worst thing in the world, because you're already a victim of a narcissist. And now you're thinking, I think I'm being victimized again by my own attorney. And you're paying for this privilege. And I'm trying to tell my clients, you don't need to be victimized again. You've already been traumatized by a narcissist. You don't need to be traumatized a second time and pay for the privilege. I just want to kind of go through maybe these hidden signs, these surprising hidden signs that your attorney might also be a narcissist, because you don't need that. Your attorney needs to be somebody who's on your side, somebody you feel like you have a relationship with, a rapport with. And then what I will do at the end of this video, so you're going to stay till the end, is how you can actually make sure that you prevent that. What you can do during the relationship and also at the beginning of the relationship to prevent that, and make sure that you have a good, solid foundation, a good relationship with the person that is supposed to be your ally, is supposed to be your resource, is supposed to be the person that's your advocate. We're going to go through these surprising signs, these hidden signs that this person might be a narcissist. And then at the end, I'll give you some tips and tricks to make sure that that doesn't happen as well. So the first thing is this person not available? You're trying to get in touch with them. They're not responding to your calls. They're not responding to your emails, or maybe they do sometimes and then they're just gone. They're abandoning you. They're ghosting you 3-4 days, maybe sometimes it's even a week that you're not getting a response to your emails. And there's not even a system in place to find out, are they dead? I mean, maybe they dropped dead of a heart attack or something. You have no idea what is going on in your case, especially if it's maybe something to do with your kids, or it's a custody situation or a divorce situation. This might be something that, is really giving you a lot of angst. It's a lot of emotion involved. You can't get in touch with your attorney. That can be a real cause of stress for you, or even if it's a money situation or a business situation, it still can be a cause of a lot of stress for you if you can't get in touch with your attorney. That abandoning, that ghosting, that hot and cold, That's really kind of the same problem that you have when you're dealing with a narcissist, right? So that's number one. The next thing is the person kind of disinterested in your opinions? You're trying to talk to them, you're having a conversation with them, they're maybe taking notes, they're far away, they're looking at somewhere else. Maybe they didn't even hear what you had to say. They didn't remember certain details of something that you had said in the past. You find that you're having to repeat several facts. That can be cause for concern as well. It's really disrespectful, feeling like you don't have confidence in them. A lot of times they think that they know better than you do with certain situations. And maybe, obviously, if it has something to do with the law, they definitely do know better than you. And you do want to defer to them in certain, aspects of things. But you want to feel like you matter. You want to feel like you're being heard. If you don't feel valued, then that can also be a sign that they're also a narcissist. If you feel like they don't care, let's say you're telling them something about, a situation where it was a domestic violence situation, or, you lost all your money, or you were beat up, or the person was treating you really poorly, and you don't feel like there was any empathy there. Or maybe you feel like they don't believe you. They're not believing your stories. They're not believing certain facts of your situation. That can be a massive problem. Lack of empathy. You can tell if somebody's really feeling your pain. That's a problem too. That could potentially be a narcissist there. Now, obviously, they're not going to have time for every single piece of things. I mean, if they've got 50 cases, you don't want somebody who's like crying rivers of tears with you every minute of the day, but you do want somebody who cares to a certain extent. The next thing is, do they take responsibility if they need to? If for some reason they made a mistake on something. I mean, people are people, and sometimes they're human. Let's say there was a mistake on their bill or something like that, and you pointed it out. Do they apologize for that? Do they say, "Oh, you're right. I shouldn't have done that. Let me correct that. Let me apologize," or something, to that effect? Or do they constantly project and deflect and not take responsibility? That can be a massive red flag. You want to see how they're conducting themselves. Or are they making it your fault? Are they saying that you're the one who had a problem? Huge red flag if you see something like that. Another one is, are they always bragging? Are they constantly talking about how great they are, all of their accomplishments? I mean, obviously you want somebody who feels really good about themselves, and they do know how good they are, and you definitely want some mix of that. You do want somebody who feels like they can win and has, to a certain extent, you do want somebody who knows how good they are. But you also don't want somebody who that's the only piece of it, without any kind of balance with all of the other things that I just talked about, right? It's just not okay if you just don't feel seen, if you don't feel heard, if you don't feel like you matter, if there's no rapport there. All of those things that I was just talking about, right? It's just not okay. If you have felt any of this, I want you to put some of this in the comments. And it's not okay. And I want you to put that in the comments right now. Not okay. Here are some of the ways that you can deal with that. And when I was practicing law full time, here's the way that I handled that with my clients. When you establish the relationship with your attorney right from the beginning, or you can start it now. You can start it now. Go in and meet with your attorney. How can we establish a way to communicate with each other so that we have a rhythm here? What I would do with my clients is I would say, most of the time during the day, I'm not sitting at my desk. When you're dealing with litigators, they're not sitting at their desk most of the time. Most of the time, they're either meeting with clients, they're in deposition, or they're in court. I mean, most litigators don't sit at their desk looking at their computer most of the time. I mean, if they're a transactional attorney, maybe they do, but most litigators don't. I would tell my clients to always CC my paralegal, and then my paralegals could let my clients know, here's where she is. She is in court. She is, blah, 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 whatever. And then they would hear back from my paralegal, and my paralegal could set a time then for a call or for a meeting with me. Would you like to speak with her? Let's set up a time. And then that was a way that my client could hear back from somebody in my office immediately and know what was going on. The other way that my clients could hear back from somebody in my office right away is by saying, okay, I would say, you've got all these different concerns. I would say, write them all down. We'll take them all together at your one call once a week. We'll set a time once a week. And you know that on Thursdays at noon, that's your time. We'll just set a regular time to speak once a week. Every single time that we speak, you know that there's going to be your time, so that there's a regular time. So that's another way that you can handle it. Another thing that I would make sure that my paralegals would always do is, when a piece of correspondence or a motion or something is going to go out to a client, not to just go ahead and email it out with no explanation whatsoever, but to send it with some kind of explanation. Here is an order setting a case management conference. A case management conference is simply a status conference, and here's what's going to happen there, so that people wouldn't go crazy thinking, what in the heck is this, without any kind of context whatsoever. People don't always know what these things are. And then they go crazy and they want to talk to the attorney to know what it is. With some kind of explanation, it is certainly very, very helpful. Those kinds of things can just kind of help people stay calm. Another thing that sometimes will be helpful for people is, a lot of times these motions, these letters, all these things, they come in on a Friday afternoon. Sometimes people don't want to get them on a Friday afternoon at 5 o'clock, 4:57 or something, and then nobody to talk to all weekend long to find out what that is or what was going on, that sort of thing, because then they're going crazy all weekend. Some people say, please don't send it to me on Friday if it comes in on a Friday. I'd rather get it on a Monday when I can actually speak to somebody and know exactly what that is. Find a rhythm, find a cadence, find something that works with your attorney that's actually helpful, so that you feel like you know what's going on, that you feel like it will actually be helpful for you. If this was helpful, I would love to know in the comments what worked for you, what didn't, what kinds of experience you have had in working with narcissistic attorneys, and the kinds of things that you would like to see. And again, if you are, out there, trying to deal with somebody, make sure that you subscribe to this channel, hit that notification bell, because I'm here giving free information every single day, because I want you to be able to break free from these toxic relationships. So make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell. Make sure that you join my free private Facebook group, Narcissist Negotiators with Rebecca Zung, because I want you to also not be out there trying to deal with this by yourself. You can't be alone. You can't be without a support system. That doesn't work either. And I also want you to make sure that you watch this next video. The next video that I want you to watch is 7 ways that narcissists respond when you want to discuss something important, because that can also be an indicator that you're dealing with a narcissistic attorney or any kind of a narcissist. Because wait till you see what happens when you want to talk to any kind of a narcissist. 7 ways that narcissists respond when you want to discuss something important. And remember that today is a great day to start negotiating your best life. Every day is a great day to do that. It is never, ever, ever too late. Okay, I'm Rebecca Zung. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you in that next video.